Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to be reacting to the Dune official trailer number 3. They got to release
Mhm.
3, and I'm guessing they got to release a 4th since we're not getting the movie till March, right? We got
Mhm.
either
Probably.
either we got to get a lot of like the 30-second TV spots, or we're going to get
Mhm.
another trailer after this.
Yeah.
So,
Some really good promotion, I'm hoping.
yeah. So let's see how good this trailer is. It's something we're really looking forward
Mhm.
to. We'll share our thoughts afterwards, so please stick around. Let's do it.
Mm.
It's okay. I'm here. I'm here. It's been a while since you've had one of those nightmares. Tell me, what was it about?
It's only fragments. Nothing's clear. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries.
Your blood comes from dukes and great houses. Here, we're equal. What we do for the benefit of all.
Well, I'd very much like to be equal to you.
Maybe I'll show you the way.
Deal with this prophet. Send assassins.
Fade Rother. He's psychotic.
I see possible futures all at once. And in so many futures, our enemies prevail. But I do see a way. There is a narrow way through.
That'll do it. Oh, sick.
My allegiance is to you. Do you believe me?
This is a form of power that our world has not yet seen. The ultimate power.
I want you to know I will love you as long as I breathe.
You will never lose me as long as you stay who you are.
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
You are not prepared for what is to come.
Dang. My goodness. Okay.
A lot.
There's so much there. First things first, I got to use that
Mm.
in my romantic times. Maybe
Mhm.
I'll show you the way. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
gotta throw one of those out there at some point. Or I'd like to be equal to you. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, super. A lot of really badass visuals here.
Yeah.
With they're using the sandworms to come out of the cloud of smoke.
Mhm. Yeah, it was
Multiple
cool.
riders with their holding their banner. Heck yeah,
Mhm.
right into battle. Um, what stood out to you in this trailer? Do you think there's so much they show us?
Um, so, they're clearly, showing just enough, I think, to give you kind of an understanding of where the story is sort of going.
Right.
Um, it's not like super complex of what's going to happen next. You can
No.
kind of guess, and if you've read the book, obviously you know. But the imagery that it gives with him is sort of like, um, uh, I don't know. They use him in a couple different ways as like just a normal person,
Hmm.
and then like a prophet, a leader, potentially a tyrant.
Yeah, a little
And
bit of
just
tyrant vibes there towards the end.
it was cool the way that he talks about different prophecies and the way that they unfold. And there's um there's a narrow way through, I think he
Mhm.
says, and I want to say that's almost a direct quote from the book. There's a narrow way through,
Yeah, there's so
you know,
many futures in which our enemies
mhm,
prevail, but there is a
mhm,
narrow way through. Yeah, that
yeah,
it's almost chilling because that's
mhm.
always the crux of a good war story.
Oh yeah, a good story is like, how do we get through this impasse?
Yeah, all the odds are
Um,
against us, but there is a way
mhm.
through
There is a
if we
way,
remain strong
and
of heart. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
and he is uniquely suited to see it
Mhm.
because of who he is and because of what he is, which they'll reveal more later as to his powers. I don't think they showed his mom at all in this
No,
trailer.
but she was pretty heavy-handed in the other 2 trailers.
Mhm,
So,
and but we hear her, I think that's her voice at the end,
maybe,
uh, saying, what did she say? "You have no idea something something."
probably. Um,
Yeah.
I did like his command over the Bene Gesserit there.
Mhm.
That was a strong
Yeah.
moment.
That's because that's their power,
Yeah.
you know? That's their thing. Um, so it's yeah, it's interesting. Um, we got more Fade
Yeah.
Ratha.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit. We saw a little bit of, well, they what was the word they used in this trailer? Was it psychotic?
Yeah, I think that might be it. He's psychotic.
Yeah, something like Fade is
Yeah.
psychotic or whatever, and then they show him
Mhm.
with the blade and the tongue. I don't know why we always associate, like, the unpredictable dude with a sticking his
Yeah.
tongue out and
Just
wielding
sticking
a
their tongue
weapon, you know
out.
what I mean?
Right.
But it works, I guess it communicates well,
Yeah. Mhm.
but who else did we see that I don't wanna overlook anything. I like
Mm.
the juxtaposition that, the quote where, "You've been fighting the Harkonnen for years, we've been fighting them for centuries," you know?
Mm.
And then she has a juxtaposition where it says that your blood is from emperors and dukes or
Mhm.
whatever, but, here we're all equal kinda thing. It was kind of like the
But
VO the back-to-back VOs that kind of have a juxtaposition in some fashion.
right. And um it's the collaboration of the 2 that is, ultimately what could be the deciding fact. Ultimately, that's what gives them a chance,
Right,
is that the Fremen are, in the same way that Paul is uniquely suited to his tasks, they are uniquely suited to what they do.
right.
And being, the whole point of the Fremen is that, um, the whole point was that they were basically, um, unknowingly essentially the same as the Emperor's royal, army, the
Yeah,
Sardaukar,
yeah.
which were trained and raised on hell planets,
Mhm.
where that's you remember the chanting, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
And the
Sardaukar.
Sardaukar were the ones on the
Mhm.
sand as the worms came through the
Yeah.
cloud of smoke, right?
Yeah, those were they're the most hardened, trained armies, and kinda what kept everybody in line.
Right.
And it's when they discover that the Fremen are basically Sardaukar, um, because they've endured, they've
Yeah,
grown up essentially on a hell world, and it's their ability to navigate this world mixed with the insights that he has from being, the Kwisatz Haderach,
yeah.
and and his, you know, being their messiah who leads them
Mhm.
uh into the future, basically.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it is interesting to see both their points of view, and then ultimately it's going to fall on how they work together in the end.
I have a feeling that they're really in all these trailers, they're really hiding Austin Butler and Florence Pugh as characters because I
Mhm.
know they're going to play big. They're playing very large
Yeah,
roles for the story.
yeah.
But
Well,
they're these trailers because we know so much of Chani and Paul and all these other characters are
mhm,
showing us a lot of them. And I think
yeah,
for good reason, they're saving a lot of
mhm,
Austin Butler and Florence Pugh's characters and the Emperor for this new movie because we don't know a lot about them. We can guess and insinuate a lot about characters we already
mhm.
know, but these new characters, I think they have a lot in store for us, not only visually
Yeah,
and three dimensionally, but also just talents and how they play a big
mhm.
role here. You know.
Well, I mean, if I'm being, 100% honest, I know in the original story how much those characters played a part, and I'd almost wonder if they're doing the same thing that they did with the first movie, where they put Zendaya up front and center,
Mm.
but then the movie came out and she wasn't in it that much.
Huh.
Um, but I can't imagine that they would cast them and then limit the amount of screen time that they get. I'd like to see an expanded version of those two characters'
Right. And
stories. I know that there's characters like Jessica's character,
right.
um, some other characters that you may not be aware of that have big story arcs and big momentous
Yeah.
moments in the story.
And I know that this is it's pretty much confirmed. This is finishing the Dune book, this part 2.
Mhm.
So there's not going to be a
Yeah.
part 3. So
Mm,
to kind of undercut, I guess, the importance of these characters by limiting their screen time or limiting how important they are as characters, I think would be a
mhm.
disservice. I'm going to trust that they're
Yeah.
not doing that. I think they're just saving it for the film, personally,
Mhm.
and showing us a lot of Paul because we can insinuate a lot without spoiling too much, I think.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's about all I have on my first thoughts. So I'm sure I'll have more
That's
in the
good.
future, but that's it.
Yeah, and tell us what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you looking forward to the second Dune movie, finishing up the story? What do you think of what we saw? Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys in the next one.